Good evening. Um, it's very late here, about 10:20. So I'm doing a video by the light of my butterfly light, which here, take a peek. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Actually, my grandma gave that to me recently because it's not that I'm a baby or anything, but I getting all stuck. I'm not very fond of the dark, I guess, and so I use that. And all, so. Yeah. Um. So I'm going to talk about the fact that I'm an insomniac, and I'm going to share that with you, I guess. When we did school, when I was in school, school started at 8 o'clock in the morning, and so I was up by 5:30 getting ready because I'm psychotic like that. And I would get up at like 5:30, take a shower, and I take like a half hour when it comes down to it, when it comes to showering. And then at 6 o'clock, I'd start gelling my hair or brushing my teeth and all that kind of stuff. So I'd be like officially done within an hour, and it would be 6:30. So then I used the rest of my time to get breakfast, and then so by 7 o'clock, the bus would be getting there in like 10, 15, 20 minutes. So by then, I was just kind of like chillaxing and doing whatever I needed to do, ready. So I was going to bed at that time at about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, so that I could get up early. And then when school got over, and I had the freedom to sleep and get up as I pleased, slowly I morphed into this non-sleeping thing. Like recently, I haven't been getting to sleep until midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, but I'm still getting up at really early hours. I'm not talking like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm not getting only like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm like, I get up. No, I'm not a zombie, but I still get up at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I'll even sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning because I can't sleep. And running off of 5 hours of sleep is never a good idea, and it should not be attempted at all. I promise you, it is not pretty. Sorry, I'm like speaking loud. But as you notice in most of my videos, if I don't talk loud, it doesn't pick up everything I say. Oop. And it's obviously late, so you can tell that I'm like, my voice is a little, so. But that's okay, I guess. You want to see what happens when I turn the light off, by the way? I disappear. Where is he? There he is. Okay. Stop that, scare people. Start thinking I'm like demonic. But yes. So, that was pretty much the main point of this video. It's gonna be like a useless, short, pathetic, stupid video that I really shouldn't put on here, but, I felt like talking about being an insomniac and how you should get as much sleep as you can. Suggested number of hours of sleep is 8 to 9. The average amount of sleep a human gets is 7. So if you're not getting that extra hour or two of sleep, you could be lacking that, and that will give you 1 less hour of energy, or 2, or potentially, in my case, 3 or 4 hours less of energy. And then when you go to bed at night and you realize that you're so tired and you wonder why, think about how many hours of sleep you do get. Look at the bags under my eyes. I look like I haven't slept in a month. So sleep is very important. Let's zoom down so I can lay back a little bit. So do it. I'm going to use a little bit of my psychology class that I took in senior year of dreams. There are certain levels of dreaming, and there's what's called deep sleep. And when you get into deep sleep is when you actually dream. And deep sleep is only able to come when there is no distractions, and your mind can literally your mind can sleep, not just you and your body, but your mind. And that's the only way you're really going to be getting real sleep is when you deep sleep. And sometimes you can't do that naturally. You do have to take medication or herbal remedies for it, and that's okay. It's not your fault. Nature is testing you, I guess you could say. Not to be rude, not to be mean, it's not harm or anything, it's just a test. Testing your will, maybe. Like, for me, I can't sleep without some kind of noise, a fan, specifically. And a lot of times I'll also fall asleep while watching The Golden Girls. And, so I don't dream very often anymore because I've always got noise going, distracting me in my sleep. And when I do dream, it's never very detailed. It'll be random, stupid things. Like, the other day I had a dream about, like, Lady Gaga because I fell asleep to a Lady Gaga song. And I don't even think that was really a deep sleep because I dreamed and I didn't have a deep sleep. And that, I don't know if that's actually possible, but I can definitely say that happened. Because if it would have been deep sleep, I would have known, I guess. I mean, you can really feel when it's a deep sleep. You know when you're in a deep sleep. It's apparent. So, yeah. And I'm sure I'll tell you some stories about my dreams. I have the most ridiculous dreams. The most unusual one is I actually had a dream that was a 2-part dream, even. I had a dream that, like, it started up and then it ended when I woke up. When I went to sleep the next night, it, like, continued from there. I don't know if it's because I was mentally wanting that to happen, subconsciously, and so it did. But it did, for sure. And it was definitely weird. And it was stupid, and very funny, and very entertaining. And I'm definitely going to tell you that at some point, but I don't even remember any of the details of it right now, because I'm just like... So... Yes, sleep. Sleep is necessary. Deep sleep especially. But if you really want to have strange dreams, and I take this as advice of my teacher that I had for psychology, eat ice cream before you go to bed, and it will make your dreams very strange, because of the chemicals in the ice cream trigger, I'm not sure even what they were, some kind of mentaliness in here, and it makes your thoughts just kind of erratic. And have you ever noticed that when you have ice cream, you feel kind of almost ADD? Like, I do. I don't know if everybody else does, but sometimes after you get done eating ice cream, you're like, ooh, yeah. That's kind of why, because the chemicals in it. So, random information you could use, possibly. And if it's ever a question on Jeopardy, you can be like, I knew that because of that random guy that's on YouTube. So yeah, there's that. And, I was trying to make this short, but I just can't do that, apparently. I tend to make these longer than they need to be. Jeez, if I can get my thoughts in order here, before I pass out on you. I'll probably be up for another few hours, by the way, since we're talking about sleeping and insomniacs and whatnot. I am a terrible insomniac. I don't know why. I just can't find the ability in my mind to let myself sleep. And, I mean, I kind of know why. At the same time, I don't. It's just kind of like, I know that I need to sleep, but I just don't. And the reason that I do know part of it, anyway, is my mind never stops working. I'm constantly thinking. And Crystal and I both have this in common, where our thoughts just never seem to stay organized enough where we can just, like, stop them and sleep. They just sit there. And, like, there'll be times when I will, like, think I'm sleeping, and then, like, 5 minutes later I'll get up and be like, I knew that was going to happen. And I will, like, write down information, and then I'll be up for, like, the next 3 hours analyzing it and editing it and detailing it, and then putting it on Facebook, and then be like, look at this, isn't it amazing? And then go on blogs and websites to look up information, like, I knew Pan was a sex god, and all that kind of random stuff like that. It's annoying, but, so is being logical, I guess. And, I mean, part of me is really glad that I'm so logical, because I love using my mind, and it's something that really is part of me. But at the same time, sometimes I'm too logical, and I think that's the side of me that's my more cynical and maybe even bitchy side, and that kind of sucks. Because my more water-oriented side is emotional and creative and caring and empathic and everything else. And my logical side is like, well, this can't happen because logically and scientifically it's not possible. Which is why it was so difficult for me to get to religion. So, like, back in the day, especially, certain religions. And it was actually really hard for me to actually come into Wicca and be like, of course there's a god and a goddess. It took me some time to grow into that. And even so, personally, I believe in both the god and the goddess, but when it comes down to when I do everything, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not sexist. The god is very important to me. But most of the time, when it comes to things that I need, I find the goddess is more oriented towards what I need. Whenever I need strength, a lot of times in the things I want to find strength in, I will ask her for it. I do ask the god for things sometimes, or both simultaneously. It's just that the goddess for me is much more towards what I need and what I would like and what I desire. So, so there's that. And I'd love to know what you think, the god and the goddess, if you think they both exist, maybe even, or if you worship only the god, or just the goddess, or neither, even, or if you just have a patron deity or anything like that. Like my patron deity, I know is Athena. We don't have like a relationship right now, particularly. I mean, we do, but we don't, because I've always known that she was there, you know. But it's not like we've ever been like, oh, hey, how you doing, girl? It's nothing like that. She just comes to me. And I think that's where I get a lot of my knowledge from. And I really, really thank her for that. But when it comes down to my main deity right now, it's Chaos. And I'll give you more information on Chaos magic and Chaos witches. And how that relates to what I do. Like my sigils and stuff, that comes specifically from my branch in Chaos. And Chaos isn't like what you think it would be like. Everything's unorganized and psychotic and everything's just messy and crazy. It's not like that. It's really very awesome. And I'm not really completely there though. I could never be fully chaotic because most of the time the belief in the Chaos community is that there is no god, or goddess, or force at all, and everything's just kind of determined by chaos. Which, I mean, chaos, I guess you could call it the force that they believe in, but everything just kind of happens chaotically, and you have to respect that. I do respect that everything does happen for a reason, but I think it's because of karma and fate, and not because of chaos. But part of me says chaos is, you know, a big part of it, and chaos is very influential in all of our lives, because I mean, for example, when you're walking on the street and somebody trips and falls, and you help them up, and you end up getting married to them someday. I mean, that's chaos right there. That's something coming out of nowhere and just happening, and then fate directed you to this person, and depending on what you did, is how you got there. And I don't necessarily say that fate is like, that's going to happen now, that's it. I think that some things are predetermined, but how we get there is our own path and our own journey, and maybe it will always end up the same. Like, if I were to say, in the future, I don't know, become president. Ha! Yeah. The path to get there might be different if, say, Crystal were going to be president, or Oprah, or Hilary Duff. It would be completely different for everybody. And if everybody did the same path, then everybody would be living a cloned life and not be born. So, be you. Be proud to make your own choices and get what you need and what you want and where you need to be on your own without doubting yourself. Never doubt yourself, because you are amazing. You are. And yeah, there's no other you. Be proud of that. So I feel like an inspirational speech giver person. So it is well beyond 10:30 now, though. So, and eventually I'm going to sleep. So I think I might have to stop the video now and at least lay down and attempt to make myself sleep. But I want you guys to know that I really appreciate having people to give this kind of information to, because it would be really boring to just sit here with this kind of information and have nobody to tell it to. Because I love teaching people things and helping people through their lives. And I'm glad that even if only like 3 people watch this video, that those 3 people, you know, you guys have your lives improved in some manner. So, my limit's getting about over here though, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I love you guys. So, blessed be, and I'll talk to you some